The top floor was never meant for the rich. It belonged to the poor. The higher you climbed, the cheaper the room became. Every bag of food, every bucket of water, every piece of furniture had to be carried up endless flights of stairs. By the time you reached the top, your legs burned and your lungs begged for air. For thousands of years, this was simply how buildings worked. The strange truth is that one forgotten invention didn't just make life easier. It completely changed the shape of every modern city on Earth. Morning begins before the streets become crowded. You step outside and look up at the tallest building in town. It rises only a few stories above the road. Not because builders lack skill, not because they lack money, because going any higher would create a problem nobody knows how to solve. You tighten your grip on a heavy sack resting on your shoulder. Your home sits on the highest floor. Every single day, you climb the same staircase, one step, then another, then another. Each floor feels heavier than the last. Children race past you. Workers carry barrels. Servants haul furniture. Merchants struggle with heavy boxes. Everyone shares the same exhausting journey upward. By the time you finally reach your room, sweat covers your clothes. Your breathing becomes slow and painful. Looking back down the staircase feels almost as frightening as climbing it. The elderly avoid leaving home unless absolutely necessary. Parents think twice before carrying sleeping children upstairs. Moving into a higher apartment means accepting a harder life. The lower floors become the most valuable. The wealthy live closest to the street. The poor climb toward the roof. No one questions this strange system. It has always been this way. The dark truth is that stairs quietly controlled human civilization. Cities could not grow upward forever. Every additional floor made life harder. Construction workers carried every brick by hand. Furniture movers risked injury on narrow staircases. Doctors struggled to reach sick patients living high above the street. Firefighters lost precious minutes climbing stairs during emergencies. Even businesses suffered. Customers rarely wanted to climb several floors just to visit a shop. Hotels avoided building too high because guests disliked exhausting climbs. Factories wasted hours moving supplies between levels. The taller a building became, the slower everything inside it moved. Architecture had reached an invisible wall. Humans knew how to build taller structures. They simply had no practical way to move people safely to the top. The staircase ruled every decision. Entire cities remained short because gravity always won. For centuries, people experimented with lifting platforms powered by ropes, pulleys, animals, and water wheels. Ancient civilizations even built simple lifting devices for construction projects, but trusting one with human lives felt dangerous. A single broken rope meant certain death. Everything changed during the 19th century. An inventor named Alicia Otis introduced a remarkable safety brake. Instead of preventing ropes from breaking, his invention prevented the platform from falling if they did. To prove it worked, he stood on a platform suspended high above a crowd. Then he ordered the rope to be cut. People gasped. The rope snapped. The platform dropped only a short distance before the safety brake locked into place. The crowd erupted with amazement. For the first time, people believed elevators could be trusted. Soon, offices installed them. Hotels followed. Apartment buildings changed forever. The impossible suddenly became ordinary. Then, everything changed. Buildings no longer stopped after a few floors. Architects dreamed bigger. Cities reached higher. The richest apartments moved from the ground floor to the very top because the best views became easy to reach. Skyscrapers transformed skylines across the world. Millions of people traveled vertically every day without giving it a second thought. One invention quietly rewrote the rules of architecture. Here is a strange fact. Before elevators became common, the highest apartments were usually the cheapest because climbing endless stairs was exhausting. Today, those same top floors often sell for millions of dollars. Another forgotten fact is that many early passengers feared elevators more than staircases. Some refused to step inside them for years. The machine that now feels completely normal once terrified entire cities. The next time elevator doors quietly open in front of you, pause for just a second. Without that small moving room, the skyline outside your window would barely exist. The office towers, luxury hotels, modern apartments, even many hospitals. All depend on an invention most people notice for only a few seconds each day. The strangest part isn't that elevators lift us upward. It's that they lifted human civilization itself. Every ride carries us through one of history's greatest forgotten inventions.